This is Keelan Southerland for FTT122, Week 8, Assignment 8, Part 1. Using the remaining of your dummy cartridges that you received from the course that were not disassembled, disassemble them. Show evidence of their individual components that you obtained, measurements outlined in last week's assignment for each cartridge, and then scale drawing produced from the measurements you obtained. A portion of the drafting process will need to be demonstrated in the video. So I've got a clear work area of live ammunition, and the one that I started with was the 30-30 Winchester. And what I did was I measured each component of the round. The base diameter, let's turn this on. The base diameter of the round is 0.3080, and the length is 0.8450. So here's the 308, here's the 0.8460, and then I took the measurements of everything else, and I'll show that round, and it'll apply to every other round that we have this week. So the mouth diameter is 0.32350. The rim is 0.0570. The base of the cartridge is 0.49950. The shoulder is 0.4010. And I took another measurement back here, 0.4175. And the overall length of the shell casing was 2.365. And so you would apply that, measuring the different areas of the cartridge, and then record that, which I have here, and drawn a semi-scale model. And then I looked at the book and came up with the various measurements, all within maybe 1/1000th of an inch. And then I looked it up, and it shows what page to find it on, page 113. And by the magic of pausing, here is the 30-30 Winchester, and I'll read a brief summary of the, hold on, the 30-30, or the WCF, 30 WCF, is the first American small bore smokeless powder sporting cartridge. The original loading was 160 grain soft point with 30 grains of smokeless powder, named 30-30, or a 30 cal bullet and a 30 grains of powder. The muzzle velocity is around 1970, and various companies, starting with Winchester, in their model 54, Marlin in the 1893, Marlin 336 or 36, the Savage 99, and the Savage 40. And in Europe, it's known as the 762 by 51 rimmed, and is popular in single shot and combination guns. And that is it for that one. I'm going to move on to the other two. Next is the 9mm measurements that I showed earlier, and how to use the charts. The 9mm Parabellum was introduced in 1902 with the Luger automatic with the German Navy, in 1904 and 1908 for the Army. It's widely popular, widely used in military handguns and submachine gun cartridges. No American arms were chambered in it initially until 1954 with Smith & Wesson in the Model 39. A variety of 9mm loadings are offered by every major U.S. manufacturer according to the text. Additionally, modern engineering combined with moderately high velocities obtained with a 9mm, 9mm plus, and the 9mm plus P plus loads changed not only the outlook on this performance of the 9mm, but the 9mm Luger. Next is the 38 Special. Let me pause and go get it real quick. Continuing on the theme, I used all of the measurements on the 38 Special and plugged it into the index below, and now I have to the cartridge. It's also known as the Colt 38 Special. Military and police revolvers. It was introduced in military and police revolvers in 1902 by Smith & Wesson. It replaced the unsatisfactory 38 Long Colt used by the Army. Colt, Smith, and many South American countries, Belgium and Germany, make revolvers for it. The Smith & Wesson Model 52 is a target auto. Came out in 1993 for use with wad cutters. It's also used in lever-action rifles and their clones. So the Winchester 1866, 1873, and 1892 are all chambered for the 38 Special. And it is considered one of the all-around best balanced handgun cartridges ever designed. So lastly, I have to, says provide a brief history of the cartridges you disassembled from this book, the cartridges of the World Textbook, as you reference and why explain why resources like this are useful. You're not always going to find a head stamp that's going to tell you everything you need to know. And if you have a pair of calipers and you can measure and you can get your hands on the actual round, if somebody brings in a round that they don't know what it is, you can actually test the bore. You can test the rounds if they have them, and you can compare and contrast and get relatively close, minus slugging the bore and getting a casting of it. So this concludes week 8, assignment 8 assignment. I'll show my work one more time. It's 9mm Luger, 38 Special, and the 30-30. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you, sir.